Alright, you raging homosexuals. We are in it for the full game of Dragon Age the Veilguard. This is the first part of the game, or not really first part. Let's put it like this. This is the beginning of the game. And we're going to be checking it out. You know, I might do a separate video for just reacting to all, because for this, we're actually going to be just checking out both the gameplay, right, the starting segment of the game, and the cutscenes. But maybe for a future video, we're also just going to check out all of the cutscenes. Maybe. We'll see. I honestly though, yeah, I could see that. We might do that. You guys can, I guess, let me know. But I'm actually thinking of doing this video on the main channel instead of the gameplay channel. Mostly because of how much of a freaking train wreck this game is. And also kind of where I'm at with Dragon Age. Because I really liked Inquisition as a game, not story. No, I'm sorry. I liked the story. I hated the characters. Most of the characters, especially the women. The women were ugly. So, anyway. Let's, and down here it says Electronic Arts Incorporated, I think. So EA published the game. So it's not BioWare? Well, BioWare is a part of EA, but I thought BioWare is now defunct. I'm so confused. All right, let's get into this freaking dog trash.
I knew him as Solus. Smart, thoughtful, loved to hear himself talk. But long ago, he had a different name. The Dreadwolf. Ancient elven god of lies, or heroic rebel against tyranny, depending on which story you believe. In his desperate fight against the...
Hold on a minute. It's whichever side that the Democrats are on, that's the wrong side, okay? So let's just be clear about that. So whatever they say he is, I'm going to guess that he's a rebel against tyranny. That's just my guess.
Corrupt elven gods. In his desperate fight against the corrupt elven gods, Solus imprisoned them, creating a veil that split our world from the raw magic of the Fade. He had won. But the...
Wait a second, I wanna listen to that again.
Split our world. Solus imprisoned them.
So against the corrupt elven gods, which we haven't seen too much of them, as I remember.
In his desperate fight against the corrupt elven gods, Solus imprisoned them, creating a veil that split our world from the raw magic of the Fade. He had won. But the veil cost the elves everything. Their magic, their freedom, even their immortality. Now, Solus wants to tear down that veil and undo the damage he caused, even if that means our world has to burn. Somebody's gotta stop him, and that's where you come in.
Yes. Oh, yes. We've already done the video about the character creator. That we can allow this to take place here. Yeah, it's terrible. I've already addressed it. It's basically the most amorphous, androgynous character creator ever. I mean, it's literally certain body parts are for men and certain body parts are for women. It's so disgusting. It's kind of cool looking abilities, I guess. Whatever that's worth. By the way, elves are not black. They are white, Caucasian, European, Anglo-Saxon. Whatever we want to autistically label as a white person, let's just put it simple. Anglo-Saxon, Caucasian, okay? Love of God. This is something I've been realizing recently, is that liberals love the split hairs. on freaking what is the definition of a freaking white person. Well, Europeans are actually not white people, or actually Anglo-Saxons are actually not completely white people, or sorry, actually, what is it? What was the other one? Because recently they've been saying that Asians are also European. It's just retarded, man. It's just retarded. They always come up with an excuse to say that white people just do not exist. That's all it comes down to. Every bit of layer to the reasoning. These are interesting abilities, by the way. They're okay. I don't know if they are really that good in combat, but they look all right here. They look kind of cool. We'll see when the game actually starts. They don't seem that bad. But yeah, we have yet to see. It might be terrible. Who knows? I have not liked what I've seen out of the combat, but we will find out. Anyways, so liberals though, they believe that that Asians are European and that there is no truth such thing as Asian. I just, because like they're so disparate, I guess, in their geography and all that, it's freaking retarded. And I'm just like, it's like at some point you guys just need to stop making freaking stuff up and literally deconstructing everyone's freaking race. Like, and they literally believe that the basis of Asian people are black people. It's this black foundationism. And really what it is, it's black absolutionism. I've heard a lot of people speak through this many times before, but it's always this excuse to say like Asians are secretly black people, white people are secretly black people.
What's he been saying
and
now?
like basically the source of all humanity is a black person. It's just enough. Just freaking cut it out, bro. Asians are Asian. Blacks are black. Hold up. Asians are Asian. Oh, wow. That's, Hey, girl, how's it going? Oh, shit, girl. How's it shaking? Man or woman? I thought gender was more than a man or a woman.
I won't let this stand.
Well, this is a different character creator than what I was seeing earlier, so I guess you can fast track your character creator.
I won't let this stand.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, this guy just doesn't even care. He's literally just fast tracking his character creation. What is this? Oh, friendship and romance. Oh, good. We can be heavily homosexual. Okay. All right. So that's your background, I guess. But anyways, there's just so many excuses to say that white people are actually secretly black, that white people don't even exist, right? That European does not mean white people, Anglo-Saxon does not properly mean...
Where were we?
Bro, I've seen freaking people split hairs about Anglo-Saxon. And I've seen people split hairs again with freaking... I know there's a freaking group out there that will split hairs about Caucasian. So it's like, at some point, it's just like, freaking shut up. Love of God, you literally do not believe that white people exist. You're a freaking libtard. You live in a different world where you deconstruct race to the very extent that only black people exist. And that's really all it comes down to. It's retarded. It's stupid. No, here's all it comes down to. There are Hispanics. There are Muslims. There are Asians. There are Anglo-Saxons, Europeans. Then there are also, the blacks. And then I think there's another group. I forget who they are. I don't know. Oh, what? Indians, I guess? I guess Indians. Anyway.
Oh, right. Him. Our best plan is to stop the Dreadwolf before he can perform his ritual. After following his trail across half the known world, we finally tracked him to Manrathus, capital of the Tevinter Imperium. But to find the Dreadwolf in a city this big we need a local expert.
A woman.
So, naturally, our story begins where all great stories begin. With the seediest bar in town.
And a girl boss.
And a missing contact.
And a woman who has a man job.
Let's try this again. Where's Nevgalis?
What the frick is that?
You think you can come into my bar and make
Muscles of a man on a woman. And of course, she's a bruiser type. Again, a woman within a man's role. This is not a woman. This is a mother effing dude.
demands?
Nevgalis is my only shot at finding the Dreadwolf. I'm not leaving until I know where she is. Be ready to talk by the time I get to you.
Darling, you're adorable.
It's 2024,
And you're a freaking man.
Still
You're a
using
freaking
the
man.
Same cable network? Frontier Fiber
Yes,
is here.
thank you. Oh my gosh, bro. This is so lame. Alright, kicks the barrel. Somehow that guy gets knocked over by the barrel. Okay. Okay, the punch and the stuff. Whoa. That guy allowed you to grab his arm? So you intercept the arm. He barely has any leverage on it. He's barely grabbing it. He's taking forever to punch him. That looks like the softest punch in the world. This is comical. If you want to see some great combat in a cutscene, go look at the freaking Assassin's Creed trailers before they went woke. That is some of the best freaking crap out there. There was a time and place where combat looked amazing in a lot of our fiction. This is not it. This looks lame. This is how woke people think that people fight. Like freaking K-Vess. By the way, I have a really good freaking video coming out soon on that one. And I mean, dude, you do not want to miss it. It's that's all I'm going to say about it. It's going to be good. Anyways. But right, I mean, like in freaking Star Wars Outlaws, Kay literally will grab someone's freaking head and throw them to the ground. And it's like, who allows you to grab them by the head and then you face plant them to the ground? How do you win a fight like that? I've never seen anyone win a fight like that, because anytime you grab someone's head, they resist. Here's what doesn't make sense.
Adorable.
This is such a joke. So he kicks, okay, literally the amount of time it takes to kick this barrel, I mean, I'm just amazed that kicking it even worked. Is there anything in that barrel? Like, it's just, this is such a parody. What is this? Dude, this is so stupid. What the frick is happening here? It just doesn't even make sense. A barrel should not move that easily from a kick. He's not using magic. I feel like you're going to bruise your freaking toes before you actually move that barrel. But look, this guy should have seen that coming. Why is he not dodging the barrel? He gets knocked over by it somehow. He intercepts the arm. See, what would happen in an actual fight is that he intercepts the arm and that guy immediately tries to maneuver in some way so that he doesn't have that leverage for the fist that's going to jab him in the freaking stomach. He would be trying to dodge in some way and also throw his punch with the left, right here, with the left arm. But instead he just sits there waiting to get punched in the freaking stomach. And so slow. Gets slammed onto the freaking table. I mean, he's not even resisting it. Just because he got punched in the stomach doesn't mean you can't resist with your freaking legs. I don't understand. There's no resistance by the freaking bad guy henchman. Okay, he got kicked, and it just looked like the goofiest kick reaction ever. Then he's getting his face slammed into the table. Okay. Okay, he used a bottle. Great, good job, bro. Comes in for a fist strike. Girl boss is getting off to this. She's rubbing one out right now as we speak. This is so gay. Imagine being one of the mother effing bro, I want you to understand something. There's a bunch of homosexuals out there, and they think that this is the coolest crap ever. They're literally jerking off to their freaking eviscerated freaking phallus as they're watching this, and their butchered vagina. Okay, they're getting off to whatever their mangled body part is. They're getting off to this trash. All right, there's a bunch of freaking cocks that think this is cool. There's so many things that they're trying to do with this chick's character, and it's not working. Listen, there's a lot of things I've said about this many times over and over again, and I'm going to be very clear about this when I say it right now. When you make fiction, the only reason why people purchase fiction is because you are showing them / sharing with them something that they want to see. Tell me who the frick wants to see this? Who the frick wants to purchase this? Therefore, as well, by the way, fiction is only legitimate when you can become immersed. You only buy into it when you are immersed. Here's the next thing. If you cannot be immersed, the fiction does not exist for you. You can only be immersed because of reality. If there is no reality to your imagery, your themes, whatever it is, if you are not implementing reality to your fiction as the basis, as the premise for your fantasy, then there is no immersion. If there is no immersion, then you cannot get lost and you cannot see well, no, it's not even seeing value. There is no value to the fiction. It is therefore defunct. Who wants to see a woman in this role that is a man's role? Who wants to see that? Who wants to see a woman that is as muscular as a man? This is not normal or natural for women to be this muscular. Women are naturally higher in body fat percentage than men. Men have higher muscularity than women. Women only achieve muscularity if they get on steroids, or I think it's called ACG or whatever. Women can only get buff with these well-defined arms if they start taking in synthetic testosterone or just whatever. They ingest testosterone in other ways. Okay? Artificial or not. Whatever it is that they do to boost their testosterone through whatever methods are available for women. It's the only way. It's not natural, and nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see a masculine, muscular woman. This is ridiculous, by the way. Look at this.
Not enough gold in the world for this.
And he's so slow in the fight. Oh my.
Meet Bianca. She'd like you to stay a while.
Oh, freaking Bianca. Yeah, I think I remember that. The name for the crossbow from the previous game. Was Varric in the previous game? I think he was. Is he like a character that just follows around the entire Dragon Age franchise? I don't know. I can't tell. That's where I remember his voice, by the way. So I suppose it's the same voice actor for Varric from Inquisition, right? Because I'm pretty sure he was in the previous game. Anyways, this is just so ridiculous. And this chick has no charisma. They're trying to force that she has charisma. Look how slow, though, the fighting scene is. Look how slow he is Oh gosh, this is so fake.
Not enough gold in the world for this.
Varric, now!
Meet Bianca. She'd like you to stay a while.
Why is he just sitting there while I'm fighting everybody? Oh my god, this is silly. What the frick? Why is this? The fighting scene feels fake. It feels like we're throwing around pool noodles. I don't know. It's like physics and the weightiness to the world and the objects and everyone's motions. It feels very floaty just by looking at it. This is terrible. Yeah, punch her. Come on, bro, do it.
Dumat Plaza.
1950s mode
The
engaged.
Venatori cultists
Freaking whaler.
took her to
Come on,
Dumat
housewife
Plaza.
mode. Let's do this. Oh my gosh.
Right.
You couldn't brutalize her, bro. Freaking equal rights, and that's all she gets.
Your friend, Gallus, is at Dumat Plaza.
I heard. That's why you're my second in command. Although, for the record, there was probably an easier way to do that than fighting an entire bar.
What did I have to worry about? You were there watching my back.
Yeah.
Is that
Come
the
on.
same voice
Hardly
for
gonna be
if you pick a black
All
character?
right. Break's over.
A black guy that basically sounds like a white guy? Or an Asian dude, or whatever
I
else.
hope Nev's as good at finding people as you claim.
She's the best damn detective I've ever met.
It sounds like a white
She
guy.
says she's got a lead on Solus. I believe her. The Archon's palace. Something must have gotten them riled up.
Should we
Well, the
be in more
graphics
of
are
a hurry
nice.
to get out of here?
We don't want
Really
to look
impressive.
conspicuous. Just get out of here nice and casual. Find Nev Gallus and stop Solus.
Oh good, you gave free money to a guy that didn't do anything for it. Good job. Good job. You're such a great citizen. You're really
Still think you
upstanding.
can talk him down before he starts his big
Yeah,
ritual?
keep on virtue
That
signaling by
ritual
giving
is
free
going
money
tear
to
down the Veil. The only thing separating us
homeless.
from the Fade and an endless number of demons.
you know
I have
what's funny? Giving money, free money to the homeless. And then there's this guy right here. This
Separating
guy
us
right here.
from-
He's doing manual labor. You could be giving that guy free money. It's like, hey, good job. You work a job, and it's definitely demanding on your body. Hey, good job. Let me give you a freaking a free bonus. Just as a random citizen, let me give you a free bonus. No. Instead, let's give money to a guy that's not doing hard work. Okay.
The Fade and an endless number of demons. I have to talk him down.
There is something so weird about the psychology of charity, by the way. There's something so weird about it.
Wait! But I didn't do anything!
Mostly because it's so unnecessary.
Get down.
Are they after us? Is it because of the bar?
Word travels fast in Minrathus.
We've got to help her.
Why? Let her
Don't
be
have time to
executed
get arrested,
publicly.
Especially if we... Oh, crap.
We're too late.
The ritual started. But if we hurry, we can still stop Solus before it finishes. Let's go. Harding's this way. She'll get us to Dumat Plaza. Then Nev will get us to Solus.
Oh, wow.
Watch out! Solus summoning demons on purpose?
Well, see you later, biatch.
And they're slipping through the
It's over for you.
When the veil comes down completely,
And the whole world is going to look a lot like this.
There's something so meaningless about a lot of these woke games and their monster or creature designs. They look too clean, they look too basic, they look very generic, right? It's like there's very little defining them. There's not an idea to the design. There's not a lot of, oh shoot, what's the right word for it? There's no prominent features that really distinguishes the organism that we're trying to sell or create here. So it just looks like a fake being, right? It feels like a silly putty creature. It's so weird, but it just feels like it's made out of silly putty. And it's like, why? You hired someone for that? Is that supposed to be threatening? If it's not threatening, I mean, is it supposed to look unique? It doesn't look unique. I feel like I've seen this how many times over and over again. A monster or a creature that looks like this.
Come on, this way. It should get us to Harding.
You're safe now. Get inside and bar the doors quick as you can, okay?
Thank you, miss.
Wow, that woman looks like a man. Oh wow, girl boss.
You all right?
Thank God she's here.
I've been doing what I can to
We
help.
were so fearful and then you
the
showed
ritual
up.
must be weakening the veil. There are a lot of scared people out here.
And a lot of demons. Haven't seen this many come through the Fade in years.
And what about you two? Are you okay?
Fought some demons, and the Archon's palace took a few shots at us. Nothing we couldn't handle.
Speak for yourself.
Have you got my gear?
Right over there. Where's Nev Gallus? Wasn't she at the meeting point?
The Venatori got to her first.
No, she was
Grabbed her
inside of
before
your
we arrived
mom
and paid off the bar owner to keep
with
it
her
quiet.
fake
I'm not
phallus.
surprised our detective did something to piss off a cult of murderous blood mages, but their timing stinks. The bar owner said the Venatori took Nev to Dumont Plaza. Can you get us there, Harding?
Rook, you're with the Shadow Dragons. I figured you'd know Minrathous better than I do.
Sure, but Minrathous is huge, and this is nowhere near my neighborhood. I can try.
Don't worry, scouting's my specialty. Follow me.
Okay, so why does this feel so fake? Why does this feel so disingenuous? Why does it feel so inorganic? Why do I feel like these things are not really happening, right? Why is it that I feel like we're not actually here and nothing of consequence is actually happening? Why do I feel that way? You know, I don't feel the weight of the situation. You want to know a game where I felt the weight of the situation was in Space Marine 2. I actually felt like it was a dire circumstance for the Space Marines when they were going up against the Tyranids and whatnot.
Down the veil, doesn't that destroy everything?
Solus always told
Right
me that
here,
how you
I don't get that
always
sense at all.
was.
Iron Man is missing.
Oh man, why am I getting this freaking ad again? What is the point? I feel like I should be seeing this like for a Disney game or something. I don't, why am I getting this?
World existed before the Veil, and he wants to bring it back.
Even if his ritual kills us all in the process.
Yeah, keep on screaming, bozo.
Oh no, I think that's Dumont Plaza.
Let's move.
Predatory cultists.
I hate these assholes.
Well, it looks like easy mode when you're using the mage, doesn't it? Because you would have to run over and attack those guys if you were playing as the warrior.
Friendly bunch of cultists, aren't they?
I used to fight these assholes every
It's
day.
kind of interesting because the combat looks really stiff. Or, if not stiff, it looks stale. There's not a lot going on. It's very rigid. You know, the mage, when you would play the mage in Inquisition, wasn't really that mobile, you could say. Didn't really feel like it was that fast either. You didn't really feel fluid or nimble, but there's something about the visual appeal of the mage in this game. It just seems so bland. In Inquisition, it did not look this boring to play as the mage. It's really weird. It's really weird how little or how minute the difference is between the mage in Inquisition to Veilguard. But there's something about playing as the mage here that it just looks.
But it looks like Nev's work, not the Venatori's.
It doesn't look engaging. I'm not engaged at all watching it. Yep, girl boss, whatever. Basically a man.
Not the worst timing.
Okay, where's the chick with the double D breasts?
So good to see you.
Where is
We
she?
thought the Venatori had kidnapped you.
And where is the cleavage?
They thought the same thing. A lot of Venatori in the city have
I don't have to say anything about this. It's a freaking girl boss. Whatever, bro. Like, I don't care. I'm so fed up.
Then the sky started.
I don't even care to mention really anything about it. I just say screw her. And of course she has to be colored, right? DEI. We have to have a diversity squad.
For the Shadow Dragons.
It's definitely mentioned that.
Some old friend said if I was working in Tevinter, the Shadow Dragons are worth trusting.
Nice to meet you.
And of course you do get basically a diversity squad to some extent. In
You said you had
Inquisition. But it's always their intention to make sure that they give you a diverse cast of characters.
But I did find hints of old magic.
Diversity
Similar to
cast
what you
of
get in
characters.
Elven ruins. I traced it to a building beneath Our Lady of Victory.
You know, okay, so this is something I've been saying recently too. I haven't said it actually in a while, but
Gets any worse.
Worse,
I was saying
this
it for
ritual
quite a
is
while,
more
but it's like,
power than I'd
right,
expect from a dozen mages.
if your fiction is not engaging or doesn't have a fundamental premise of value that is convincing to people, that convinces them to engage and immerse themselves, and ultimately, okay, from that premise, we can just condense it, right? If it's not engaging enough that you are immersed, then what is the value in your fiction, in your property, in your work? Why am I going to get lost in your world? Why am I going to get lost in the narrative? Why do I care about the characters, the story, when I don't want to get lost? I don't want to get immersed. I don't want to engage with the content of this material.
If it comes to a straight up fight, you're dead.
Why am I going to listen to the dialogue? Why am I going to pay attention to when the characters are speaking if there is no significance, no meaning, no value here? Why am I going to waste my time giving a crap? Why? It's a genuine question, and I've asked this many times before with a lot of other woke games like Flintlock. What was the other one? There's a couple. Control is another one, but casting of Frank Stone. I mean, we can go down a huge list of games that I've asked this question, where it's like, okay, if your fiction is not compelling, why should someone waste their time with it? Why? Why should someone put the time in to even learn about your world and its content, because it's effectively a waste of time when it's not compelling, it's not engaging. There's no fundamental underlying value to what it is that you've created and what it is that you have to show to people. So why are people going to waste their time with this product? Why? Yeah, man, I'm not feeling it with the combat. There's something just not functional here.
Enchantment on the entrance.
A better way of saying it, there's something so dysfunctional about the combat, or very lifeless, I would also say.
Dreadwolf's hideout.
One of them, at
I'm not a
least.
big fan of
Not sure
this.
how long he's been here.
We are 20 minutes in, and I am not at all engaged. I mean, the graphics are good, but that's because it's Unreal Engine 5, as I understand. It looks like Unreal Engine 5. So, okay, great. The lighting is good, but who cares? What is this? It looks like Diablo. What is this? It's not Diablo.
Broken chains. Solus is freeing slaves.
Solus hates slavery. One of the few things we actually agreed on.
Oh, good. So he's a liberal. I'm so glad that he's a raging Democrat, and I'm so glad that we can utilize the story to. Come on, man. We're literally using the narrative to virtue signal towards the paying customer, right? By the way, these freaking loser libtards, they always love the virtue signal about slavery. Slavery exists, and it has existed in the past, by necessity of economy in many nations. Okay, it's only because of technological advancements in a civilization that they can ever overcome something like slavery. It's something that is pragmatic. It is not moralistic. And you're just showing how much of a freaking loser, a piece of nothing loser that you are when you moralize about slavery all day long, or you utilize it to virtue signal. Oh, good for you. You're against slavery. It doesn't make you cool, doesn't make you interesting, doesn't make you intelligent, doesn't make you strong. There's nothing redeeming about you just because you're against slavery. Good for you. Round of freaking applause for someone that wants to sit there and virtue signal about freaking slavery. There's nothing, okay, listen, the hot chick at the bar is not going to suck your freaking penis off. Okay, your fake penis, whatever. She's not going to suck you off or rub you out if you don't have a phallus, whatever. She's not going to do anything with you. Okay, because you're against slavery. So good job, you virtue signaled, no one cares, and quite frankly, you're still useless to civilization. Let's be very clear about this. Demonizing something that had its purpose for its time in history does not make you enlightened. It does not make you an intellectual. It does not make you pure. There's nothing about you that is actually proven or worthwhile or worthy of something. Another way of saying it, you have no righteousness just because you want to trash on a previous time period. Okay? And let's be very clear about this. You freaking libtards, you want to hate on white people. Hey, guess what? White people, they created the technology that legitimized moving out of slavery, moving out from a barbaric framework of civilization. You want to know the civilizations that for many generations after technology was made by the Spaniards or by who are, of course, descendants of largely Europeans, but just whatever, go through the entire European diaspora, okay? You want to know the groups that never moved on past slavery? Or let's say they never did, let's just face it, but, before the white man helped them out, okay? On their own, the groups that, I spoiled it, freaking A. Yeah, okay. Freaking A, bro. Here's the thing. The groups that never moved past slavery, the groups that could never move past their own barbarism, their own savagery, are the melanated groups that could not develop themselves through technology and economy and governance like the white man. White civilizations, overwhelmingly European-based civilizations, they're the ones that could have and did move on past slavery. For many generations past the white man moving past slavery, we still had these issues in the Latin Americas, you know, all those different countries, whatever. In Africa, even a little bit, the Asian countries, but they followed a little bit after the white countries, all right? But let's be very clear about it. You are not a more moral or virtuous individual because you stand against slavery when slavery simply was abolished because technology advanced. Technology advanced because of the white man, okay? There are many melanated groups that were never on track to move past, you know, the Mayans. Let's freaking talk about the Mayans for, you know, okay, we don't need to. But they were freaking savage as all get out. And then many of their ancestors are still very savage, despite advancements in technology. So if you really want to get on your freaking high horse and talk about virtue signaling around slavery, let's just be realistic about it. And let's be realistic about the fact that colonizers are the best thing that ever freaking happened on the face of the freaking globe.
Said the other elven gods were tyrants who oppressed his people. He was trying to help them.
What do you see?
No sign of Solus. Just a big glowing window or mirror or something.
Well, that sounds ominous.
I mean, this is the thing about liberals, though. They love their easy victories. They love to have an easy, moralistic win. They love it when they can just achieve virtue without having to do any work. Right? If you can just posture and just say, I'm against slavery, and then everyone cheers you in the room, it's like, oh, you're so virtuous. Oh, you're so great. It's like, wow, doesn't that just feel so good? You didn't have to do any work. You didn't have to burn any calories as the freaking fat, obese lard that you are. But you get to be regarded as a hero because you followed a very lazy premise for a very lazy philosophical principle that means absolutely nothing except for a group of fellow retards. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. You have this thing called fake virtue.
Nice work.
Let's see what's on the other side.
By the way, I am going to be making an official video on this. I will be doing that on this game. But we are just going to be doing this video first and foremost before I get around to that video, because clearly we've got a lot of other videos to be making. I'm actually going to be doing the Space Marine 2 review very soon. It's nearly done, but we're still working on it, and it's going to be coming out relatively soon after this video. Relatively. We've got a bunch of videos coming out though. I mean, I finally got around to the Still Wakes the Deep review, and that one took way too long. But I mean, man, it's just been I've been freaking busy, man. It's freaking unbelievable.
Forest. And there's your ritual. The power involved. I've never seen anything like it.
I think the environments are passable, but they don't feel like anything, you know? Like there's no meaning or I swear to God, I've seen these environments. It's like stock footage, right? You've been here before. You've seen this before. I literally look at these environments and I'm like, are we in Immortals of Avium? Are we in like, I wouldn't say Starfield. What's the other game? There's another game that came out before Immortals of Avium that was it was almost the same game. Oh, Forspoken. Yeah, I mean, look at the environments in this game. It looks like Forspoken. There's so many games like this. The environments look like copy and paste. There was no idea behind this. Even the enemies look like Forspoken enemies, just like with a slightly different look or idea behind them, but there's nothing unique here.
We've got demons.
My gosh, there's something so lifeless about this. This is terrible. Bro, I feel absolutely nothing right now. Absolutely nothing.
I thought the demons were bad back in Minrathous.
The Fade's a mess this close to the ritual. No telling what could come through.
I'm just gonna say it. Dragon Age Inquisition gripped you from the start. Had a way better story going on from the start. The environments felt more immersive than this. This is so strange. They really screwed it up this heavily. Man, there's something so weird about modernity. You can just feel it. It just feels soulless. This had to be made by women. Okay, by the way, it was. Spoiler alert. It freaking was. A lot of women and, you know, those who cannot decide, they made or worked on this game. So, I don't know who the writer is. Or writers. We know it's a lot of writers, but I don't know who the writers are. I should look it up right now. Let me check.
Almost there.
Trick Weeks? Trick Weeks is one of the writers. What kind of name is that? I think they said that an individual that cannot decide was one of the writers.
Nothing compared to how many will get of soul that finishes this ritual.
Okay. There's a good number of oh wait, there were separate writers for the companions? Wait, is that real? Really? Really? Wait, there's separate writers for each companion? No way. Really? That's way too many cooks in the kitchen. Bro, that's there it's a mixture of men and women. So what is it? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, or is it 8? I think it's 7 writers, or no. Oh. Wow, so there's 7 writers for the companions alone? Oh my god. Bro. This is definitely made by committee. What the heck? Let me see this. All right, so someone has this here. Interesting. So there was a lead writer named David Gator, and he ended up leaving BioWare, feeling like the company was becoming hostile towards writers, okay? And he left in 2016. Interesting. Okay, well, there's definitely a lot more going on to all this, but the people that they've hired they're terrible. Yeah, people are doing breakdowns of the writing for this game. Wow, everyone's talking about the writing for the game? Interesting. Okay. Well, there's definitely a story behind the writing. And by the way, there's videos about the writers for this game talking about writing style, how you should write. It's kind of funny. I love it whenever these people who are so incompetent with their jobs, they'll literally sit there and talk about, well, you need to write like this, you need to write like that. I remember I was looking up a little bit on the writers for the Fallout show, and I was hearing the chick for the Fallout show. Of course, it was a woman, by the way. Not surprised. She was talking about her writing philosophy. And when you listen to these people, I talk about it in that video, by the way, or one of the two videos. I think it was the second video. I was talking about it though, and I was just like, dude, I mean, just looking at how these people think and how they talk through things, it's like, these are retards. They're completely incompetent. They shouldn't have these jobs. They have no idea how to make a proper narrative. They don't even know how to think through life effectively. You know, so to have a good writer, you have to be intelligent. It's just that simple. And you know, anytime I read a good writer, happens to be a man, for one, and then outside of them being a man, anytime I listen to a writer and I know that they're good, it's always a dude that he understands. Okay, for one, he expressly reveals his intelligence just through his writing. It's always that way. Anytime that you can tell a dude is a good writer, it's like, okay, this guy is also pretty intelligent. You can tell. It's every time. Like Bram Stoker. Again, I haven't finished Dracula, but I'm just saying the introduction of the book really got me, you know? It hooked me right away. And nothing crazy is going on. It's just good, you know? And it's like, you can tell that Bram Stoker is a more intelligent guy than other writers, other dudes, or especially a lot of these female writers that we get nowadays. But, you know, you can tell that these are intelligent men. And that's why you're getting a good story, is because they just understand, they get it, you know? They have the cerebral faculties to understand what it is that they're creating and why you're going to spend money or your time with their story. They get it. Well, nowadays, we don't have anything like that. A lot of our stories today and our writers today, they have no business. They were not born for writing and they want to be writers. And it's like, no, you don't just decide I'm going to be a writer. Writing chooses you. You have something to tell. You have a story to tell. That's why you become a writer. You never choose writing. Writing chooses you. Absolutely. That is the absolute reality behind it all. There's a little bit more to say about that though, but it's all because a story eventually reveals itself to you, and you're just simply the conduit, right? Because of a mixture of your intelligence, but also the revelation of that story just making itself upon you, your consciousness. There just comes that day where you're like, holy crap, that would be a really interesting story. You start thinking to yourself, that would be a really cool story. And then you develop it in your head and you're like, okay, legitimize the scene here, legitimize the scene there. And then you just keep on creating it in your head until you're like, I need to write this down. And then you do. And that it's literally the process that it takes. Again, and I have a video, by the way, coming out about this at some point in the future, who knows when. But Talent is born. It is spontaneously created. It is not curated, and you cannot necessarily either even work on yourself to become a good writer. Because some people, they're just not made for it. No matter how hard they try, they're not going to be a good writer. It's just that simple. There's some people, they barely have what it takes, and they can, if they're really diligent, then they can work to become a good writer, but they have to put in more work than others. But there are some men out there, man, like they were born for it. It's just, they were born for it. It's that freaking simple. It comes onto them, and they're just like, I have a story to tell, and they make a story, right? It's that simple. But you have a lot of these people nowadays being hired. They have no business making a story. They want to be Bram Stoker. Again, you know, at least the introduction of Dracula, okay? They want to be H.P. Lovecraft. They want to be these men who wrote these great stories or these great worlds, whatever it is. I would throw in Andrzej Sapkowski, the author of The Witcher. I would throw him into that as well because I enjoy his writing style. You can throw Tolkien in there, of course, as well. But, you know, there's so many men that you can throw into this basket, and they're great at what they do. But so many of these people, they want to be these men, but they don't possess the ability because they don't, for one, if you cannot understand what it is that you are doing, then it's clear that this is not made for you. But if you understand the burden that is upon yourself when you make a good story, you know, and this is the thing that pisses me off with so many writers, bro. They think it's a freaking joke. They think that this is just playground games. They don't take it seriously. And when I say they don't take it, when I say they don't take it seriously, they will act like and say they take it seriously. No, you take your politics and your ideology seriously, and your writing is only as good as your surface level beliefs that basically someone else told you to believe in. You don't believe in your own ideas. And that's the thing, by the way, about a lot of leftists and a lot of liberals. They don't actually believe in anything. They believe in what they're told to believe. But that's a whole other conversation, man. But that's a huge issue with the left. That's why so many of them are so mindless. Even their talking heads are mindless. Even when they point at someone and say, that's our representative, even they're mindless. They're just good at the talking points. They're good at saying that you're making stuff up that's true. Okay, that's all. That's all there is behind a leftist. Anyway. But they so desperately, they want to be these men who are capable of creation or capable of making something. Again, you know, Tolkien, all the other guys. C.S. Lewis, another good example, yeah. But it's like, that's where we're at. And it pisses me off with these people because they don't take this seriously. They don't think that they're doing a service for other people. They think that they're doing something to fulfill their to fulfill their vanity. Of course, they don't look at it as vanity, but they look at it as this weird, they're engaging with this like hobby that if the masses recognize you enough, which means that you are within the lines of their ideology, you followed the masses and their supposed ideology closely enough, then you're popular enough to become successful within what you do, right? It's this really strange confluence of vanity as well as populism. And by the way, they're all seeking out vanity. Do not fool yourself. These freaking liberal writers, it's all about vanity for them. It's all about justifying their freaking existence. That's what their writing is. It's all about themselves. These are adult children, okay? And this is why I cannot stand about these clowns. It's because they do not understand how writing, it's all about your service to the reader. No one's going to purchase your story unless there is inherent value to what it is you're creating. We've already spoken about this. You only have value to what it is you're writing if your writing has a premise within reality. Then, once we have a premise within reality, then you can become immersed. And therefore, you have a story that someone can get lost into and that you can then convince them of the value of your narrative. But it's only then. And you have to be a steward of narrative if you're going to achieve this. How many of these clowns are not a steward of narrative, and instead they are seeking out their own vanity to fulfill their own fragile pride? How many of them are trying to feed into this fragile pride that means absolutely nothing and is ultimately just an expression of their ideology and their politics and whether or not they can fall in line with the collective, right? And really what it is, they're making propaganda. And if they make really good propaganda, then they expect to be patted on the back, they expect to be worshipped, and they expect that they're going to become a hero of the people because they made effective propaganda. That is the reality for every leftist writer. They're all propagandists seeking the worship of the collective. You know what? Screw it, on the spot. I need to write that down as a freaking note, because that is the most concise manner that I can actually put this in the most perfect frame of speech. So again, every leftist writer is a propagandist wishing to be worshipped by their collective for impressively, maybe that word, maybe not, for impressively adhering to their ideology / politics. Every leftist writer is a propagandist wishing to be worshipped by their collective for impressively adhering to their ideology / politics. Or let's say, I mean, for them it's impressive, but it's like more objectively speaking. Every leftist writer is a propagandist wishing to be worshipped by their collective for, yes, I think diligently adhering to their group's ideology / politics. Yeah. Or maybe I said it better the first time, because sometimes I say it better the first time and then I say it a couple more times over, and maybe I make it a little bit more botched than the first. Not always, but it's happened like once or twice. Anyway, no. Yeah, one more time. Every leftist writer is a propagandist wishing to be worshipped by their collective for diligently adhering to their group's ideology / politics. There is no stewardship in the art form for them. In the art form for them, yeah. All right. Yeah, that is exactly it. That is perfectly spoken right there. And that is something I will be saying in some of my future videos when I address this. The abilities look okay. They're not like crazy, they're not like bad, but they're not really great either. They're just good, I think.
We have to stop this demon quickly.
That's it? That's all you said? I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? I mean, again, you could have written that way better. Why would you just have your character say that? That's it? That's all you had in mind?
Watch the lightning.
There's no personality, man. Like, I've been hearing about this thing recently where I heard it actually a while back, and I've been reminded of it recently, like within the last couple of days. But someone reminded me of how the Mormons, I guess they believe that there's only 144,000 souls in the universe, or at least on the planet. I think that's what the Mormons believe. That's what someone said. Maybe not. Don't know. But I thought to myself, and I was like, that might be true. Because there's a lot of people out there. I mean, these characters are written basically like people without any souls wrote these characters. I mean, this is some of the most soulless writing I've ever seen. And like, there's some people, they understand what it means to have a lot of soul, right? To have an ego. And there's a bunch of other people, they have no idea what an ego, what soul even is, what it means. There's no mark of individuality upon themselves. There's so many people who lack individuality. It's so crazy. So I think that there might be a limited number of souls. I can really believe that. I can believe that. I can seriously believe that. As crazy as it sounds, I can seriously believe in that.
Let's get to Solus.
Oh, ends it all, bro. How many times do I have to see this? Is it necessary? Bro, I mean, like, these characters feel so stale. Everything's too clean. Again, I was saying this earlier. The monsters are too clean. Nobody seems real. It feels like a bunch of dolls running around. This is terribly done.
All right, I'll take it from here.
Good luck, punk.
Are you sure?
Positive. You three just keep the demons off me while I talk to him.
Varric, Solus isn't gonna stop just because an old friend asks nicely.
Solus needs someone to sell him another option, to help him justify changing his mind.
Come on, Varric. We didn't come all this way just to talk to him.
He was my friend, Rook. I've gotta try to reach him.
Well, see you
He
later.
won't listen to me. Then he'll hear from Bianca.
I mean, good luck with that, bro.
More demons.
The guy's a demigod, so...
Rook, take care of the team for me.
I mean, I already was, bro. I'm the main player. I'm the main character. You're a freaking dude that follows me.
Hey, Chuckles. Hope I'm not interrupting.
Oh, hey, bro. What's up? I'm just having a hot guy summer. Why does it feel like games are so lazily made nowadays? Like, even that cutscene felt lazy, you know?
I hope Varric is getting.
You know, gaming has so much more time to tell a story. So much better than a movie. How is it that we spend hours upon hours in a narrative? It's developing. We have all these cutscenes, but then we barely have a feasible story in the end that actually means anything to you, moves you in any way. I don't know, makes an impact. I mean, how is it that these stories don't feel like they're these huge episodic sagas, right? How is it that I go through a video game and it doesn't cover all the narrative worth of, like, the prequel movies for Star Wars, right? Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, sorry, not Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. Like, how is it that a video game does not compact that much of a story all within one product? We have all this time, and it feels like we don't even make a shred of the time in, like, a movie such as the Endgame, right? Marvel's Endgame. The Avengers Endgame. How does it feel like that? How does it feel like we're going through this entire narrative and somehow it's like we didn't even finish the movie, right? I don't know, man. It's so... Every game's story feels rushed, but yet we have all this time to really develop the narrative.
veil is a wound inflicted upon this world. It must be healed.
By drowning the world in demons?
I have taken precautions to minimize the damage, Varric.
Minimize the... People are dying right now.
They kind of deserve it.
You need to listen.
Typical liberal behavior, using violence first.
Please.
Oh, there goes Bianca.
Always dying.
That's true.
It is what they do.
Okay, I mean, that's a crappy... it's what they do. I mean, it's not really what they do, it's what happens onto them.
Do you want me to take the shot?
Won't work. He's too powerful.
What if we disrupt the ritual?
How?
See those statues? If we break the scaffolding holding that one up, the whole thing will come down on
3D chess right now.
Interrupting a ritual of this scale will have consequences.
And what about the demons? Varric needs us to hold them off.
Your mother's pregnancy had consequences. You.
No. Stepping into all that raw magic is suicide.
The storm could tear you apart.
Anyone got a better idea?
Fine, but you'll need backup. I'm with you.
I'm a mage. I'll go.
Man, I just don't even feel anything. Like, you know, I could criticize this and be like, oh wow, feminism and girl boss. And it's like, I mean, you see it. It's like, okay, whatever. It's just like, I don't even feel anything anymore. It's so worthless and it's so laughable. It means so little. It's like, how can I even get mad? You know? I mean, we are seriously balls deep into clown worlds to the point that me saying anything is really redundant. I mean, you see the clown world. I don't need to tell you that it's a clown at this point.
This is it.
Bring down that scaffolding.
It just sucks that everything's been turned into a freaking circus.
Why tear down the veil, knowing all the lives it'll cost?
We shared a
You're still stuck on that point? Okay, so they've been having this whole conversation. Apparently they're having an existential philosophical debate, right? No, don't do it, bro. You don't get it. Like all these intellectual reasons. And he's still held up on that freaking reasoning. The lives, brother. The lives are at cost, brother. Come on, man. Man. The lives, brother. If you do this, the lives, man. Come on, man. The lives. Yeah, bro, they've been talking for like a solid probably 10 or 5 minutes. I don't know. And they can't progress the conversation. This is terrible. And basically, this is a Thanos versus somebody. I guess Captain America, or I don't know. Conversation, by the way. I mean, we've already seen this happen before. And by the way, Thanos was pretty much in the right.
years ago.
I like how because of egalitarianism, we're not allowed to side with the guy that is proposed as the villain, right? Thanos is just wrong. Why? Egalitarianism. Solus is just wrong. Why? Egalitarianism. Even if they have a more logical point to what they have to think or say, our emotions are supposed to tell us that they're wrong. So we have to trust our emotions more than the cerebral processing of the pragmatic reality for the conditions of the world and the characters. Solus is making his choice not because he's a freaking evil douchebag or an evil idiot. No, he's making his choice as a pragmatic outcome of their surroundings and of themselves. Okay, right? We can barely handle, okay, I forget at this point the ending to the DLC for Dragon Age Inquisition, okay? But at the end of the game, I remember that Solus had a really good reason, right? Before they replaced the writer and all that, right? I remember that Solus had a really good reason for what his objectives were with fighting these elven deities and ultimately, man, I forget the end. I forget the ending now. It's been so long. But as I remember, his purpose, his intention was he he wanted to take control of the Fade. He wanted to possess all the power so that he could kill the gods and end the struggle of those who are living outside of the Fade and the invasion of the Fade and trying to become at one with the worlds that they're living in right here. So let's just say Earth, okay? So he wants to stop the invasion of the Fade with Earth by defeating the elven gods and possessing all their power. So he wanted to become the absolute manifestation of the Fade's power. I think that's what it was. I don't freaking remember. Anyways, but I remember it was actually a pretty good reason. And you're like, oh wow, I'm kind of on his side a little bit. But you kind of understand for other reasons why you might want to be against him. So I was thinking when I was ending that DLC, I was like, okay, wow, I'm guessing that the next game is going to have a pretty interesting premise for Solus and whether or not you want to join him, because there's a lot of reasons to join him. And you could also possibly come around to not joining him. But instead we're here where it's like, it just seems like the only thing that we should be doing is, and the only thing that we can comprehend is not to join Solus, even though his position is more reasonable than whatever the frick, the lives, bruh, the lives.
That I would do this if there was some other better option.
The pillar's weak, but
It isn't falling.
See, again, he's more logical than these characters. He's like, do you think I would really be doing this if there wasn't a better option? Which again, it's like, why are we with the main cast, the main characters? Why are we with their position when it's like, it's so clear that Solus is doing what is really the best outcome for humanity overall, despite the sacrifice. Okay, so it's like, again, or that's not even the premise that you should really be following to justify, because it's like typically it's just weaponized by egalitarian sentiments. But I mean, just in the end, it's the far more pragmatic outcome that just has a far more desirable consequence.
We need to push it.
So
I'm with
why are the writers not giving us any reasons to side with the main characters who are supposed to be correct? I don't even know what their convictions are. Why are we going to side with these guys and not Solus? You know, this is terrible writing. I have no idea. I don't even know what's at stake, okay? There's been so many years that have gone by since Dragon Age Inquisition came out. I have no idea what it is that they're fighting for anymore. The intro of the game is not good enough.
Together, now!
This is terrible.
You came a long way and made a valiant effort, Varric, but this story does not end with my downfall.
They're seriously knocking it over? Bro, what, is she the Hulk and he's freaking, Thor? Bro, how did they, seriously? Really? How are writers so retarded that they gerrymander the freaking narrative to their benefit? How is it that there's loose wood holding up a freaking structure, an entire freaking statue pillar, that two people can push against a piece of wood that's not nailed in, that's not anything? They're not even using magic to just blast it from the side and make it fall. They're literally pushing a piece of wood and it falls. This is so terrible. This is so... oh, and then Domino. Okay. This is terrible. This is terrible. Oh no. See you later. This feels like a crappy knockoff of Marvel. Literally, they watched the Avengers Endgame and they were like, oh, let's just make that the beginning to Veilguard. Who the frick are these writers? They're clearly not the writers from Inquisition. Who the frick are these guys? I'm sorry, gals, or undecided.
Varric!
See you later.
Varric! Oh, no.
Ah, man, the voice actor's not working, especially with the way that the character looks. Hold on a minute. So are the elven gods eldritch beings? Bro, I was literally talking about the eldritch. I've been reading H.P. Lovecraft recently, and I was literally talking about this and like a lot of things I've been thinking about regarding it as I've been reading a lot of his stuff, because I've been going through his entire catalog of works. And I was talking about the Eldritch in the last video. I'm surprised that they actually decided to go the Eldritch route with, because I don't remember anything actually being truly Eldritch in the previous game. So they actually decided to commit to this. All right. Why is everything so Eldritch nowadays? It's a really strange question I have to ask. I mean, I could actually think through it, and I have, but it's just like, why are these people so possessed by nihilism, existentialism so deeply? Oh my gosh, end it all. They're so possessed by this, though, that it shows up in all of our products. I mean, it's in Remnant 2, you can go down the list, there's a bunch of games, Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I mean, that's an Eldritch being right there. That's an Eldritch, yeah, that's literally Eldritch. Yeah, that's literally Eldritch. The tentacles, the strange heads, floating, they don't really walk, multiple arms. I mean, these weird kind of abominable, but like nightmare-like creations of the cosmos. Yeah, it's literally Eldritch. It's not even like Underworld. This is Eldritch right here. All right. Interesting. Yeah, that's literally, yeah. Wow. Well, you're dead.
You have no idea what you have done. Soulless.
By the way, I don't think that the voice actor is that bad, but I think that he doesn't fit the game. The game, I don't know what fits the game. Everything just feels foreign and alien to itself. The locations don't feel like they're native to themselves. The voice actor doesn't feel native to the character. Like, everything feels strange.
I know what I did. I stopped you from destroying the world.
I was not destroying the world.
That's right, brother. She, man. She, brother.
When you disrupted my ritual, the magical energies pulled me here, into the Fade.
Okay, so that's why you're here. But why am I here?
Your physical body is unconscious, but you shed a few drops of blood at the ritual site. Enough for a tenuous connection.
Blood magic?
Firstly, I abhor the use of blood magic. Secondly, had I the power to control you, I would already have used it.
Get out of my head!
As I said,
Out!
I do not want to be here any more than you do. But your actions have set events in motion. And I would not have your ignorance on my conscience.
What are you talking about?
The Evanurus, or as you would call them, the Elven Gods. The creatures that escaped. In ancient times, they ruled the elves, but that was not enough. They sought not just to be obeyed, but to be worshipped.
So eldritch.
When I rebelled, they drew on the horrific magic of the Blight, corrupting all they saw until I trapped them. Thanks to you, though, I am now trapped, and the blighted Elven Gods walk free.
Sure, you're the hero.
Right, you were innocently doing nothing when we came along.
The prison in which I had trapped them had begun to crumble. I was moving them to another.
So you weren't tearing down the veil and drowning the world in demons and wild magic.
I had a plan.
Varric always said you'd have a big explanation for why none of this was your fault.
Varric.
Yeah, he said that's your style. Never quite lies, clever half-truths that let you convince yourself you're doing the right thing.
He tried to talk to you anyway, and now he's hurt.
Varric is quite practiced at shading the truth himself.
So those things that got out, you said they were gods?
This doesn't feel like Solus. Nah. In Inquisition, he was way different than this. He was a lot more sly. He was very meek, as I remember, when you're going through the first portion of the game until he, because what was his name before he was, no, he was Solus, right? But before you realize, before he runs off and you later learn that he's the dreaded wolf, right? I remember that his personality changes from this like really modest servant type of guy, like a butler, and he turns, and also he's kind of like a nerdy bookkeeper type of dude. He kind of has that persona. He's really knowledgeable to the point that nobody really cares about absolutely everything that he's talking about. And then his personality changes later in the game when you realize that he's the Dreadwolf. His personality changes to being more assertive, and he's a little bit more domineering. He's a little bit more aloof, and he's a little bit more intellectual in his expression as a character. And right here, he seems a little bit more pathetic and a little bit less conniving, a little bit less tactful. He just seems desperate. This is not the character that we saw in Dragon Age Inquisition. They're not doing it right.
They were gods. Blighted, tyrannical, sadistic gods. It took all my power to imprison them millennia ago, but I am certain you will be fine.
Your ritual let the gods loose. You don't get to sit back and look smug.
What else could I possibly do? I do not have my ritual dagger. I do not have the network of mirrors that took me from the lighthouse across the world. I have nothing as the gods threaten this world again, all because you disrupted my ritual.
You mean when I stopped you from covering the world with demons?
You will soon see what I was trying to prevent. Elganan and Gillenane are your problem to solve. This is your responsibility now.
Why tear down the veil?
You want me to take the shot?
You have no idea what you have done. This is your responsibility now.
Well, look who's still with us.
Varric? You're okay. But I saw Solus stab you. You fell.
Trust me, kid. I've had worse. And it'd take more than a flesh wound to stop me. Don't think I'll be making it out to the field anytime soon, though.
I think one of the issues with Unreal Engine 5 graphics is that everything looks too clean. Like even dirt looks clean, right? As some people have joked. And nothing looks gritty. Nothing feels like it's there. There's a lot of games that have really good graphics, but things still have smut. Is that the correct term? Or if that's not the term. Things still look just properly. Oh shoot, what was the other term? There's another word for this. But things still look like they've actually gone through the world, right? Metal Gear Solid 5 had terrific graphics. Everything looks realistically weathered as it should look. The characters look good. The graphics overall look really top notch. And for the time, that was really good graphics too. There's a couple of other games that have done a really good job with the graphics. Witcher 3 is another good example. Witcher 3 has really good graphics. It's not high fidelity, especially when I was playing it on, I think, the original Xbox One. So the last generation Xbox, but Witcher 3 looked really good. You know, everything looked as worn as it should have looked. But now we're getting a lot of games where everything is way too clean. It's really, really annoying, you know? So I think a lot of, and then The Order, I think 1876 is what the game was called. That was a really beautiful game. And everything didn't look overly clean in that game. So there's something about the viscerality, the humanity of the graphics has been lost in a lot of these modern products. It's not because of Unreal Engine, but it's because the people that they're hiring, I just don't think that they care to make something look legitimate.
What happened? Remember how you said that Chuckles wasn't going to listen, Rook? Oh, turns out you were right.
The plan did go a little wrong.
Yeah. Nev got everyone out. By the skin of her teeth, mostly. And before you start worrying, Harding will be fine. She's made of sterner stuff than either one of us. Or, at least, she's a lot tougher than me.
I'm so, man, like, listen.
I should have come up with a better plan.
I'm so sick and tired of this stuff.
And you succeeded, by the way. World isn't drowning in deep.
I could criticize it and be like, okay, no, enough. The feminism, where a man says a woman is tougher than him, that a woman has greater courage than him, that women are always somehow greater than a man, even though women never achieve the same heights as a man. And they're never greater or even equal to the greatness of a man. But we're going to sit here, have this character speak down upon himself and ingratiate the chick who, quite honestly, is nowhere near equal to his valor. This intent purpose to always make a woman far more valorant, far more virtuous than a man is ridiculous. And we see this all the time. We're always having to tear down the men to build up these female characters. Yeah, you do have to call it out, but I'm just so frankly sick and tired of it. We've seen it happen over and over again. And it's like, at this point, I don't even think I have to mention it that much. Because it's like, it's just a freaking joke. We all know it's a freaking joke. And it's just tiring. It's like, at this point, it's like, okay, another leftist freaking writer acting like women are greater than men and somehow still equal to them. This weird dual-sided coin that they always play on. Like, they don't believe they're on dog trash, but they're going to pretend like they do. And it's just like, bro, and here's where my mind goes every time. Every time. It's just time for an alternative. That's all we can do. It doesn't matter what they make anymore. It's like, okay, you're just going to be a leftist again and again and again until you are replaced. Here's the truth, man. This, of course, is why I am writing my books. Go pick them up. Experience the alternative. This is the reason why I'm making my stories. Because no one else can freaking do it the right way. And you know, if I could, right now I can't, but I mean, obviously, if I could actually make my books, freaking video games and movies, I would be doing that, okay? But, you know, I can't right now, so, and we'll see. It takes a lot of work to get there, but I've been putting a lot of work into this, and the intention is we got to replace them. If we don't replace them, then it's just never going to happen, and we're just going to keep on having this dog crap written for us. No, we need the alternative, and of course, I am the alternative, and the ultimate truth is that I make better stuff than these freaking clowns. But, you know, it is crazy that people like me are not the ones making these high budget works. And instead it's these freaking guys, you know, because if it came down to me, the story would be very different and it would actually be worth your time and money. That's just the ultimate fact.
Demons.
It isn't over, though. We trapped Solus in the Fade, but
Whatever,
something else
though.
got out. Something...
Rook, you've got this. I've seen your work. Like the time you disobeyed orders while taking down that Venatori slavery ring. There's a reason I dragged you into this whole Solus mess. You're clever.
Again, bringing up the freaking slavery ring because we gotta just remember my virtuous signaling, brother. I'm so virtue. Oh.
Adaptable. And you don't know when to quit.
Rook? You're awake. Sorry, I didn't mean to barge in.
I cannot stand this kind of like entitled or privileged merit. Hey, you did that one thing that no one knows about, specifically the player. We never saw that. What Venatori slavery ring? Was that from Inquisition? Nobody remembers that, bro. It's been freaking years. I think literally 11 years, or 12, I think. It's been forever since the last game. What the frick are you talking about? Okay, for everyone playing this, effectively what you're talking about does not exist for the player. And it's this fake virtue, okay? This fake merit that's like, oh, because you did something, you're just super virtuous and you're just better than the rest of us or better than most people. Do I have to go into this? I don't think I do. It's just, who are these people, bro? Hey, get over yourself. You know, let's say it like this. Just because you save a village one day does not mean that you are the savior of humanity. So many liberals, because they do a shred of anything. This is what we do with women, by the way. Liberals. Because you do something very small, we always exaggerate the virtue of an individual. Oh, hey, you tied your shoes this morning, little Jimmy. Oh my gosh, you're gonna build rockets and go to freaking Mars. We do that kind of crap. A woman, right, on TikTok talks some smack towards a man, and we act like she's a freaking boss babe. I was talking about this, I think, in the last video, the character creation video. But we act like that because someone does something really minimal, and they're really just puffing up their chest and acting like they're the, you know, it's so funny because the same things that we say that makes a man, you know, some kind of machismo, he's flaunting himself and he's making up his own value, right? Like a man that is faking his own value. The same exact behavior. If a woman does that dog crap, we act like that woman is the boss of the freaking realm. So if a guy behaves in a way that we say he's a fake alpha, if a woman behaves like a fake alpha today, we say that she's a freaking, you go girl, you're the freaking boss, you get it, honey, sweetheart, beast, you're a beast, you're the best, you're the monster, you're the freaking gangbanger on the streets. We act like women that because they decide to do something that we will literally shame men for doing. We act like they're heroes of humanity. How many times do we have to see this dog crap before we freaking call it out? It's a freaking joke. Why is it that one man has this like fake machismo, fake masculinity, but then a woman does the same exact thing and she's the savior of humanity? Liberals always do this. Exaggerate your virtue because you bothered for 2 seconds to proclaim your own value, or to you chose to take on temporarily the moniker of virtue, and therefore we should exaggerate your virtuous character.
No, it's just
So many people living the facade of what they truly are not.
looking for elf fruit.
No, it's
Specifically
it's fine.
women. Love of
I was
God.
just going to stretch my legs.
Oh, Rook. Watch your step out there. If you put a
You know, men understand that just because you do something does not make you a hero. Now, it's not like it should really be that way, but a man can save a village, and most men don't really think about that guy as a hero. No one's praising him. You know, nowadays we worship women specifically, right? With all this exaggerated virtue and value and like, oh my gosh, you're the best and you're the all blah, 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 all this stuff. You know how many men go into burning buildings as firefighters, saving people's lives? No one's jerking them off about it. No one's like, you're the best, you're the hero, you're the greatest, you're the most courageous. No one's doing that. But for some reason, when a woman rattles off her feminist mouth against a man in some kind of culture war spat, then we say that she's a freaking hero. We say that she's the freaking best. You know, I've said this before. A woman simply has to do 5% of anything a man does to be proclaimed a hero. And a man has to die in order to possibly be labeled a hero. How many men die every day and no one bats an eye? But then a woman, she dares to get a freaking cut, a freaking paper cut on her finger. And then we're like, sweetheart, you went through the worst. And I'm so proud of you. And you really did it. We could only dream to be like you. What is wrong with us? We never recognize men for what they actually do. And it's just, man, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
foot wrong, you'll fall forever. Yeah.
By the way, virtue is specifically determined by men. Virtue does not exist without men. By the way, civilization does not exist without men.
Need to look around.
Yeah, you should.
All of it is connected. Virtue, civilization, and masculinity. You do not have virtue, you do not have civilization, and you do not have masculinity without each other.
Me, I need to sleep.
The very foundations of society are a very premise of men. Men and what they're willing to fight for, work for, die for. It's why, by the way, men are the ones who they're the only ones deserving of the right to vote and any other kind of benefits of civilization, right? To own a credit card, to own land, property. Men are the only ones worthy of these things. Why? Because they completely lay their lives down for the creation of civilization and for the sustaining, the persistence of civilization. Civilization does not exist without men. That is the ultimate reality. And this is why throughout civilization, when it was, freaking reasonable, men always had ownership over everything. This is why feminists are freaking retarded when it comes down to patriarchy and all this dog crap, because it's like, you don't freaking work for anything. You are not the premise. You're not the reason why. You are not the premise and the reason why the reality of civilization is crystallized and actualized into our future and our present. All right, so listen, man, here's the thing. We've gone through enough. We've suffered long enough with this. Here's the next thing, okay? We're gonna go on 2 times speed. We're gonna go a little bit longer. And we're gonna bring down the volume a little bit here. So here's the thing. I can check out the cutscenes for this game, and we can make a separate video for that. Especially if you guys are interested in doing that, we can do that. It's so funny that now she has cleavage. She didn't have cleavage earlier. I mean, she's still not attractive, bro. Look at her. She has pecs. She barely has boobs.
She's not wrong. But if you need a breather, can't hurt to look around first.
Man, she must be in that freaking gym daily, you know? No, I'm sorry, not daily. She's doing it 3 times a day. Wait, hold up. This is the skill tree. Let's actually check it out here. Oh shoot. Alright. Let's take a look here. Let's go at 1 time speed, like a freaking biatch. So there's different cores, okay. I wonder how similar this is to Dragon Age Inquisition. So we have different cores, and those are specializations. We have 3 specializations, and then specific stat focuses. One is sustain, one is control. The other is something else. We have the core. Alright, so what? Okay. We have burst. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting. We have passives. How many levels are there in this game? How many points are you given per level? Does this game have like anything outside of the campaign? Is there any replayability for this game?
Wisps. Figures are in the fate, but I swear.
Bro, woke people cannot make attractive women. I do not want to bang this chick. How did you F this up? Oh my gosh, and her face and the freaking facial animations is terrible. They could have given us a hot chick that I would be like, I want to stick it in her. But instead I'm just looking at her like, end it all. End me on the spot.
And shadows stand together.
That's the idea.
Oh man, her voice actress. It's a freaking Karen.
Lately,
Ends it all, bro. End it all.
I'm sure Lace would hate to hear that.
Where's my Ashley Williams and my Miranda Lawson? 2 hot freaking women that you want to bang the second you look at them. By the way, I am down bad for Ashley Williams.
We've just got to start somewhere.
Triss Marigolds, what's up? Frick girl. Yennefer, by the way, was not that good looking in Witcher 3. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, she was supposed to be super hot. Nah, Yennefer was like, man, she was so basic. Nah, they could have done a lot of things to make her hot. And there's very specific women that I could point you towards that would make a terrific Yennefer. Like, great lookalikes. Like, that is who Yennefer should look like.
It wasn't supposed to go this way.
Bro, what is this location? Why are these characters in these specific locations that are just... It's so preset. It feels fake. It feels inorganic. This is terrible.
Everyone knew that signing on. There's so much to do. We have to keep going.
I hate this. I hate this.
You sound just like Varric. And I always said, well, someone's got to keep you on your toes, old man. So that's what I'm here to do. That's what I have to do.
Yeah, just cry about it.
Let's stop.
Just cry.
And go do that. Come get me when you're ready to go.
Okay, so we gather the team like an Inquisition. Wow, that's hilarious. He nearly fell. Okay. Alright, wow, this is crappy. This is where you gather your team?
Varric paid the price.
Yo, bro, the war table was way better in Inquisition. This is not the war table at all.
When?
While I was out cold, you showed up.
Man, I mean, like, Inquisition was immersive. I felt like I was in that world. I'm not saying it was perfect, but like, you could get a little bit lost into it, even though the women were ugly as frickin' sin.
Enough that he can gripe at me, but not enough that he can make my head explode.
So Solus is using blood magic, like any normal mage would to play with your mind.
But he's not a normal mage, like I told you. He's an elven god.
Putting together a nice ritual doesn't make him a god.
Nev,
I'm a mage. You're a mage. Solus is more than that. That ritual was more than some circle mage could have pulled off. Even more than a Tevinter Magister.
All right, well, we've stopped the ritual, and there doesn't seem to be an immediate danger. For now.
Honestly, the ritual did not look like a ritual. They could have done things to make the ritual look legitimate. Okay, if you're setting up a are we doing this again? Come on, guys. Hasbro, is that you? Can you stop? Anyway, if you want to make a legitimate ritual in a fantasy story, it would not look like the ritual that just took place by Solus. How are you going to tell me that that was an actual ritual? It was just a bunch of statues that had no business being there, and he was holding his hands up with, I guess, a dagger up towards the freaking portal. It looked like he was just doing a typical magical spell. You need to act... Bro, there needs to be some kind of convention, a traditional kind of a set of stimuli, materials. It needs to actually look like he's conducting something here.
Let's get back to the ritual site.
And if we're talking about blood magic, why did nothing give me the sense of blood magic during that ritual? Okay, they clearly want to say blood magic many times over here, so why are there no traces of something looking like blood magic? They're doing a terrible job. Terrible. Wait, then she zips up? What?
Are you sure you're up for this?
Okay, bro.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Well then. Shall we?
Let's do this.
It's quiet. Well, isn't that a surprise?
There's a ritual site. But if the gods really did get out, they're not here anymore.
Bro, the last... this looks like the last location. Oh no, wait. Diversity. Oh no, diversity. It's running away. Please, don't die. Oh no.
But if the gods really did get out, they're not here anymore.
Right, let's take a look around and see if we can find...
Oh no. Yeah, keep on running, random Asian chick, and looks like other Muslim guy, and then, oh no, the black. Oh wow, dude, the combat scenes are terrible. Bro, this is a parody.
I'm trying.
How is this so bad in 20...
I can't contain it.
This game came out in 2024. How is it this bad? Bruh. What the heck? This looks so bad. This is on 1x speed? What the? This is terrible. This feels so discombobulated, and this is terrible. Bro.
Strife? Irlin? It's me, Lace Harding.
Wait, wasn't Lace Harding in the previous game too, actually?
It's complicated.
She was the scout, right?
I can see that.
Whatever.
Rook, Nev, this is Strife and Irlin. Varric and I met them when we first started hunting
Yeah,
down
great.
Solus.
I'm so glad they're here.
Veil jumpers.
Oh, really?
Experts in ancient elven magic.
Well, it's good that the DEI are experts in something.
Shut the artifact down. I'm sorry.
I wonder if they're experts like we see in real life, where they build crumbling bridges and crashing planes.
Artifacts that had been dormant for centuries started coming alive. This is because of Finn Harrell's, Solus's ritual, isn't it? You all were supposed to stop him.
We did stop him. The sky's not pulling itself apart anymore, is it?
Oh, this is so boring.
It
Oh,
didn't go as
it's
cleanly as
over.
we hoped.
It's so over right now. Okay, dude, I'm done. Listen. We went long enough with this, and I guess we can just do all of the cutscenes for the game, which I believe is 2 hours long. So we can do that when... I suppose we can do that. If you guys want me to do that. If it seems reasonable. If it doesn't seem reasonable, then I guess we won't do that. But I will see, you know? It just depends if it's really... I mean, what else is coming out? Because they skipped Assassin's Creed Shadows. That got delayed. So that was supposed to come out a couple of days ago. And now it's been indefinitely delayed, as I understand. So... and right now, Ubisoft is not having a good time, so which they deserve. So, if there's nothing else taking up my time, I guess we can finish this, the cutscenes, before we head into making a video, a full-fledged video for this. And I guess I'm doing this on the main channel, I suppose. So... we will, I guess, we might be back then. But, bro, okay. Let's recap a couple of things from what we've seen. I have literally spoken over the majority of the dialogue while we've been watching this. I don't think we've missed a single thing. Because literally nothing has been missed. Everyone just says words. There's no reason, no objective, no goal behind the communication of the characters. I don't know what the purpose or the intent is of this story. It is going absolutely nowhere. It gets to a point when you have these creatives who are this bad at their jobs, you really start to ask yourself, this must be a talent to be this bad. And I mean it, because I literally cannot fathom being this bad at creating a creative property or project. This is so terrible that I'm legitimately sitting here thinking to myself, this is a skill. It is actually a skill to be this bad at something. I can't even imagine how you're this bad. How do you do it? You know, sometimes you watch somebody and they're good at something and you're like, wow, it's kind of hard to fathom it. How are you that good? But then when you see someone that's super bad at something, you're like, I can't fathom it. How'd you do it? I mean, these mother effers, they could literally sell you a course on how do you make an absolute dog trash product. How do you make an absolute dog crap story? Oh, well, let me tell you my writing philosophy, how I look at the world. Let me teach you how to do it yourself. They could sell a course on this and make money. They're that freaking good at being bad at this trash, okay? Holy crap. They could monetize how freaking useless they are. Someone's going to buy, I swear. I mean, let's just face it, there's a lot of people who do already purchase this kind of stupid nonsense. But yeah, I mean, this is why I did not buy this game, because I just knew it was going to be a waste of time. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. And I'm just like, there's something that's so horrendous about this compared to Dragon Age Inquisition. Inquisition had a lot of things going for itself. This has nothing. Bro, we are an hour in, 56 minutes and 30 seconds. Does it get any better? Oh my gosh. All right, screw you. Yeah, let's check it out. I mean, this is ridiculous. Who is this? Is this Hasbro? Yeah, it's Hasbro, of course. Okay, so you can choose 2 party members. The locations look painfully meaningless. Asian elf, of course. That's great. Ugh. The dude is better looking than the women. That's awesome. The women look terrible. Nope. I do not want to smash. No, sir. Bro, this looks terrible. Like, this doesn't get any more interesting. There's no scene that I care for. What the heck? What are we doing, bro? Okay, there's a dragon. The dragon looks so generic and terrible. I mean, legit, it looks like, oh, no. I mean, it's the design doesn't look that imaginative. It just looks like a dragon from the previous game, honestly. And I'm not saying it's a bad dragon design. It just doesn't look like they actually tried. They just copied a dragon and then that was it. So, okay, man. I give up on these people. I literally give up on these people. Okay, these guys have absolutely no talent, man. So we'll see what we do with the next video. We'll see if we even make a next video outside of the official video I'm going to do for this. But okay, I mean, we'll see. I'm either putting this video up on the gameplay channel or the main channel. We will find out.